Greetings, pirates and privateers alike, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the very first episode of Captain Morgan's Wardrobe. To kick off the series, I thought I would talk through a recent recreation of mine. Today, guys, I'm going to show you how to look like a classic version of Captain Hook. Let's get into it. So to start off with, let's talk about the hat. So the hat that I'm using for this specific variation of Captain Hook is the glorious Sea Dog hat. Now, I'm using this hat because it's big, it's red, it's also lined with gold, which is also a nice touch. But because this was an arena-based cosmetic, if you were not able to obtain the glorious Sea Dog clothes before Arena went, unfortunately, you won't be able to obtain it again. Now, for the shirt, I'm using the Daring Deceiver shirt. Now, this could be obtained through the Season 3 free pass. So if you were not able to obtain this shirt during then, unfortunately, you won't be able to now. The main reason why I've chosen this shirt is because of the white cravat. For the choice of jacket, you won't really see the waist... Well, no, I don't think you actually do see the waistcoat. Now, my choice of jacket is the Red Coat Grand Admiral jacket. Now, I have seen a few people use the Glorious Sea Dog jacket. If you're going for the Jason Isaacs 2003 version of Captain Hook from the film Peter Pan, but me personally, because I'm going for a more plain, more classic sort of version like the Disney version of Captain Hook, I'm going for this jacket. Plus as well, this jacket does have what a lot of jackets don't, and that is a over-the-shoulder sling or belt. This is important because a lot of variations of Captain Hook throughout many various forms of media does have a over-the-shoulder sling or belt that holds his sword in his scabbard at his hip. So this is important, I feel like. Now, this jacket can be obtained in any clothing shop on any outpost. Now, the belt is entirely optional. Me personally, I'm using the ceremonial Admiral belt for this. I quite frankly do not like wearing a belt. If that makes sense. For some reason, I just feel a bit naked, if you get me. It is entirely up to you for this character, because Captain Hook in many various different forms of media doesn't really wear a belt. He does mostly have that over-the-shoulder sling. Like, for instance, he's not usually carrying pistols or whatever. He just mostly has his hook and sword, so he only needs his over-the-shoulder sling. However, I'm using the ceremonial Admiral belt, not only because the leather matches the leather of the belt around his shoulder on the Red Coat Grand Admiral jacket, but also as well it's got a gold buckle, again matching, and it has a black sash. Now, the reason why I've chosen this specific belt because of its black sash is because it refers to the Steven Spielberg version of Captain Hook from the film Hook, as played by Dustin Hoffman. Beneath his big red jacket, he does have this sash that is tied around his waist, and it's like a black and red and yellow looking sash. It is mostly black, so for that reason I'm going for this belt. Now, this belt can be obtained in any clothing shop on any outpost. Now, for the trousers, it is entirely up to you what trousers you use. Me personally, I'm using the Regal Sovereign trousers, which can be obtained in any clothing shop on any outpost. The reason I'm using these trousers is because you can have a bit more freedom with boots because of the over-the-calf socks or tights or whatever you call them. So if you want a bit more freedom with boots, because my boots, which I'm using for this character, is a little bit plain. So if you want more exciting boots, at least you can have those boots while still having the over-the-calf socks. You can go for red trousers if you do have some of those, but yeah, I'm using these. Now, for the boots, I'm using the Admiral boots, simply because of the fact that you have over-the-calf socks again, but also the shoes on these boots are small. They also have buckles on them, which is again something which Captain Hook has always famously worn, and these can be bought in any clothing shop on any outpost. Now, for the gloves, I'm using the Naval Commander gloves. Now, the reason why I'm using these is because at the base of these gloves there is like a white sort of frilly looking decoration. For those of you who pay attention to and observe Captain Hook's character, he does famously wear like a shirt beneath his jacket, and he has cuffs that come out from the sleeve of his jacket, and they're quite frilly. So for that reason, I'm using these gloves. You don't have to wear these gloves, But as I said, for the cuffs, and also because of the choice of hook, I'm using these gloves. Now, these can be obtained through the Season 6 free pass. So when I was recording this, I was halfway through Season 6. So if you're watching this at a later time, like Season 7, Season 8, or whatever, whenever you're watching this video, you're not going to be able to get them anymore if you were not able to obtain them then. Now, for the beard, I'm using the Imperial Sovereign beard. Now, the reason why I've gone for this specific beard is because it does have sort of a upturned moustache. Unfortunately, there isn't much freedom when it comes to moustaches. Like, there are standalone moustaches, but none that look like the moustache in an Imperial Sovereign beard. And plus as well, the beard itself doesn't look that big, so it does actually look a lot like the 2003 version of Captain Hook, as played by Jason Isaacs. So it is a good choice, and this can be bought from any outpost. Now for the hair, now unfortunately, again, not much freedom in terms of hair. I wish there was like a wig sort of style of hair, but unfortunately, because Captain Hook does sometimes wear curly hair and stuff like that, so unfortunately, this is the next best thing. It is quite long hair. It does cover a lot of his head, so therefore I'm using the long hair. And again, this can be bought at any outpost. Now onto the hook. Now the Naval Commander hook is the hook I'm using. Now you can use other various different hooks in the Sea of Thieves in any of the shops, but because, as I said before with the Naval Commander gloves, the frilly base that looks like a shirt cuff, that's the reason I'm using this hook. Just like the Naval Commander gloves, if you were not able to obtain these gloves during Season 6, if you're watching this video later on, then unfortunately you won't be able to get it again. But luckily there are loads and loads of various different designs of hooks that you can go for. Now, just before we do the full body reveal of the character, I just want to talk about his sword. Now, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because of at the time of recording this, the Adventure 2, Faults of the Forgotten, had just finished. The reward you get, so you get 2 rewards from the adventure, which is this cutlass, the Jailer's Cutlass, and a title called The Freer of Forgotten Forts. Now, the Jailer's Cutlass is a Spanish cup-hilt rapier, though inspired by one. For those of you who have seen Captain Hook across many forms of media, you'll know that Captain Hook does have a rapier for a sword. He doesn't use a typical pirate cutlass or anything else. He usually uses a dress sword of some description. So the Jailer's Cutlass, I think, is a really good choice. And the best thing about this is that you can pair this cutlass with the Aristocrat Weapons. So if you were looking for a pistol or a Eye of Reach or a blunderbuss to go alongside the sword, sorry double gunners, I'm talking at the point of a sword lord, but you can use those weapons because they go along nicely with the Jailer's Cutlass. And there you have it, Captain Hook in the Sea of Thieves. Now this, as I said, is inspired loosely from the Disney version of Captain Hook. So, while still combining lots of various different other versions of Captain Hook, like the 2003 Jason Isaacs version and Dustin Hoffman version, so there's a nice blend while still making it look like Captain Hook belongs in the Sea of Thieves. Either way, this version still looks pretty cool to me. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment on this video what you would like to see next on this series. But anyway guys, that is it from me today. May a fair wind be with you all, and happy pirating.